Hi everyone. Today we are talking about variability. You will need your interactive notebook variability notes. So pause this video and get those out if you haven't already done so. Otherwise, let's go. So variability is how many unique answers a question has. So the more different answers I get, the more variable a set of data is. So who is the principal of this school is that first example we have. This is a very low variable question because it only has one answer. So that's as low variability as you can get versus what are the names of students in this class is a pretty high variable question because it has a lot of unique answers. I have a class of 20, I'm probably going to get 20 different answers to this question. Now, on this page, we have the scale of variability. If you look at that arrow at the bottom, to the left, we have low variability, and then to the far right, we have high variability. On the very far left, with that low variability, we have who is the principal of the school. Like I said, that's as low variable as you can get. It only has one answer. And then just to the right of center, we have what are the names of students in this class. So like I said, this is a pretty high variable question, but it's probably not the highest variability. We could probably get in to ask another question, like what are the names of students in this school? That's going to be a higher variable. So if you look in those pink boxes, we have 3 different questions. I want you to think about for that first question, where do you think it's going to fall? Is it going to fall more to the left on the low variable side or the higher variable side? So what are people's favorite foods around the world? Is that going to be lower variability or higher variability? Take a second, put your finger where you think it's going to end up. Let's see. So that's a very high variable question. We're thinking about, first of all, we have to ask everybody in the entire world what their favorite food is. And people who live in different countries eat different foods. So they're not even going to be thinking about the same kinds of foods when they say what their favorite foods are. So that's a very high variability question. Now let's look at this next one. Do students have more brothers or sisters? Is that going to be high variability or low variability? Take a second, put your finger on the screen where you think it's going to end up. And that is going to be low variability. If I'm thinking about this question, I only have 4 potential answers, right? Students could say they have more brothers, they have more sisters, they don't have any siblings, or they could say I have the same number of brothers and sisters. But those are the only 4 answers we could get. Now, there are going to be questions that are less variable than that. So I could ask a question that only has 3 potential answers or a question that just has 2 potential answers. But that's about as low variable as we get. And our last question, this last example, what are students' favorite colors in this class? Where do you think it'll end up? Is that a lower variability, higher variability? Which questions will it end up in between? Take a second, put your finger where you think it'll end up. And that is pretty medium variability. So it's going to be more variable than do students have more brothers or sisters, because I'll probably get more than 4 answers, but it's less variable than what are the names of students in this class, because I'll probably get 20 different names in a class of 20, but I'm not going to get 20 different favorite colors. I might get 8 or 9, but usually there's going to be some overlap when we talk about favorite colors. So that's it for the introduction to variability. We're going to be talking more about measures of variability in the future, so stay tuned for that. See ya.